We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. Nothing better than a professor. Watch him cook up coolin'. Big G, can't forget my bit high like a pot of carrot. Sweet as Mayberry. Question is she single? We'll find out when I call in. I be geeking off G. Laughing till I'm nauseous. Cause she ain't, they going all in. Leaving no stones unturned, no topic untouched. They let her cuss and they fuck shit up. Brother, I keep my money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Make sure you keep that money right. Glam sham, keep the jewelry tight. Make sure you keep it. We on weekly. Make sure you peep it. Matt King state of mind, the best kept secret. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So do it. Introduce it. The gang and Mike Coolin'. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang. We be on the neck getting foolish. Live on the set with the gang and Mike Cooley. I'm just coolin'. Coolin' with the gang. Coolin' with the gang. Cooley in the gang.
You are tuned in to the Cooley and the Gang Show on Blockworks Radio.
Better late than never, right? So
we ain't that late. We ain't that late. We good. We more at 7.
right. Just blame me. I really didn't feel like being in the house today. Like I didn't want to sit in the house and do the show, so I just wanted to sit out. I just wanted to be outside today.
Get that vitamin D. Get that vitamin D.
Yeah, all that.
Oh yeah, it's Mercury Retrograde. So please back up your electronics.
What that mean?
Basically, Mercury Retrograde just means that the universe is going to throw out some pop quizzes. So you might have quizzes pop up, people coming out of the woodwork, your car might act up, contracts might fall through.
That should start yesterday?
So that's today. But before that is a shadow period. So it starts to do the electric slide. It starts doing the Cupid shuffle. So if you start getting calls and texts from "Hey Big Head," that's the universe saying, "Okay, have you learned your lesson from toxic sis?"
I'll take a Hey Big Head right now.
No, you don't.
If they got money, yes, you will.
Don't do it. That's the setup.
I'll take me a Hey Big Head right now.
Yeah, shit. The universe just been off its balance for a minute now.
It's just started. It just started.
This been off balance for a minute. I was just sitting up there thinking this earlier today, like I've been stressing out about shit that I normally would say fuck it to, and it's just like certain shit just got a hold of me, and it's like, why the fuck am I stressing over this shit?
Mm-hmm.
What's your sign?
Aquarius.
What's up, Dina?
Yeah, it's gonna affect Aquarius, Taurus, Gemini, myself, Sag.
So you fucking us up, huh?
I drink to that.
No, Mercury is the messenger, so he's gonna mess up some things.
Mercury is a motherfucker. What's up, Vance? Vance, I don't think you were here last week. Was Vance? I don't think Vance heard. So Vance, May 31st, May 27th will be our last show. We are closing the doors to the sanctuary. Feel free to leave tides as you walk out. We still like the tides, but we are closing the doors to the sanctuary. It's been fun. There's some other things possibly in the works, but everybody's left in good hands with Slick Talk with Mayberry. You got Linnea doing her thing, Femme Fatale Hoodoo. Shan's got her jewelry and stuff. The professor's always making appearances, and Mac is coming through with that K song. We've talked about that, so the show may not be here, but we may pop every once in a blue moon if something
Right.
that happens in your world, just to say, hey, on a regularly scheduled going forward, the Kool and the Gang show will be coming to an end. But everybody has been appreciated. We were supposed to have a guest on tonight, but I dropped the ball. Another African American liquor owner, creator, Ed Wheeling. He has his own liquor line, Hubris Vodka. So he'll be on the show next week. He's also another one of the spirit sponsors for James Dickey's event that he's having. So James definitely went out and is definitely supporting Blacktopia. He gonna have Blacktopia lit. I'll tell you one thing: if James Dickey don't do nothing else, Blacktopia.
Babies. Toxicity.
You can keep that one over there.
Yeah, definitely.
So everybody, before we get into it, take a second, hit that share button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't like the word African American. All right, nigga. All right, nigga. Better? You happy now? You want a nigga here now. You happy? What I was going to say. Yeah, take a second, hit that share button, tell a friend. Sharing is free. Share, hit that share button, tell them we about to go in. So I know Rashad sends me he sends us a lot of articles. And leave it to a lot of this shit.
Hey yo, is this on is this on IG right now? Live?
No,
Oh, all right.
Yeah. It's just YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
Okay.
And it's on the link that our link tree is on the link tree. YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Somebody got that. So I just saw this. Well, I didn't just see it, but like I said, Rashad sent it to me. Why is it not? I'm sharing my screen. That's the wrong screen. What you laughing at?
Behind your back trying to put food in my mouth.
Just do what the professor did. He just sit there and he don't give a fuck. He ain't got no home training. I know he learned better. I was there when he learned. So Facebook is removing all podcasts from their platform on June the 3rd. It'll stop allowing people to add their podcast starting this week. This was new to me.
Right on time, then.
Wow.
It says Facebook is pulling out of podcasts and plans to remove them altogether from social media service starting June the 3rd. Part of the Meta platform, Facebook will stop letting people add podcasts to the service starting this week, according to a note sent to partners. It will discontinue both its short-form audio product sound bites and remove its central audio hub. I don't know. I don't think that has much to do with the live videos, but we do post our podcast to Facebook because that was an option that they just made available to us 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I'm like, what the fuck? They taking this shit like that. So
do you think it wasn't successful? Like maybe
I think they didn't find a way to get a profit out of it. So now they strategize to figure out how they can make money off of it, and then they'll put something else out.
So I'm gonna tell you what I think it is.
What's that?
And again, this is all speculation, but what I think it is that they can't control what people are saying on the podcast, and because they can't control what you're saying, they just across the board say, "Well, we're not going to do it," because if they can't control what you're saying, then that means they can't control the narrative. Where's G at? That's just my opinion. If you notice, everything seems to be about what you can and you can't say, and try to mute a lot of people. But I will say this: I think that Twitter has always been, jumping, but I think it's going to get even more. You're gonna see a lot more from Twitter come in the next few years
because of Facebook. Is that who bought it? Bezos?
Bezos.
Is that who bought it?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I knew it was a rich dude.
So by him doing that, he's going to open up the platform to people that were silenced in the past. And he may be selective about who those people are, but still the same. He is going to open it up. And once he does open it up, because it's his, I don't see how anybody on the outside is going to be able to control it. They're going to try. But, you're going to see more of a free speech on Twitter, which a lot of people are going to migrate over to Twitter. But I will say this, and I think there's enough money out there for everybody. So I'm gonna just mention this possibility. That's good that Facebook is not going to be in the podcast world. What you need to do is contact somebody that builds websites and create a website that accepts just podcasts and can broadcast those podcasts. Because if you do that, and that's primarily what you are accepting on your website, you could generate some money. You ain't got to charge a lot. You charge $3 a month. You get 30,000 people, $3 a month. Chilling.
Trademark the professor.
Shit, once we get out this car, I already know I'm going to hit some mine. I wrote shit down on my little notepad just there.
I'm like, you're gonna be truthfully Mojo Jojo.
But the crazy part of this article, it says Facebook said it doesn't plan to alert users to the fact that podcasts will no longer be available, leaving it up to the publishers to decide how they want to disclose that information. Live audio rooms will be integrated into Facebook Live, meaning users can choose to go live with just audio or audio and video. So maybe they just bringing everybody over to the live portion, and however you decide to use live is up to you. That's the only thing I can think of. What else we got going on?
Too many like arms everywhere. You got this.
Yeah, they do got a whole lot going on. So they just putting everything in one place.
Because I'm like, I don't even see nobody use the Facebook chat rooms.
Right. So I'm sure everybody knows by now, the Godfather, a brother that we treasure and I had held to a high esteem on this show. He was misjudged by some and misunderstood, called misogynist. But the brother passed away, Kevin Samuels. I ain't gonna lie, that shit kind of hurt me. It hyped me a little bit. I was like, dang. I think more so whenever you see people that you feel are fairly young and you see them on a regular basis and they seem vibrant and they pass, I think it always makes you think about your own mortality to a certain extent. Like, damn. But
his own mom didn't pass.
Huh?
People been so disrespectful and shit to him, though.
Yeah.
I've never seen a black man celebrated so much in their death. Like it's.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying his mama didn't know he died. She found out via social media.
Damn.
Fucked up, though.
Wow.
Can you imagine? That's the world now. Like people are so. And when I first saw it, of course, I didn't post it because I never like posting stuff first because you never know if you're right or not.
Right.
You know, we might share it amongst each other. Like, you see this? But like everybody wants to be the first one to put it out there. So like, and for his mom to have to be scrolling, wanting to see a funny video, like a fucking tap dancing dog or some shit, and she's scrolling and fucking see that shit, like, and then she get the call and she don't answer the phone, like, that's got to be fucking devastating.
Well, no, actually, I think they got a 911 clip. He had a companion with him, wasn't a sister, that's for sure. But that basically she was trying to resuscitate him and to no avail. So
She's a suspect now.
Yeah, people are trying to put conspiracy theories and all of that.
The man just was trying to perform, and it was just too much.
He wasn't having sex.
Not yet. He was preparing to. Them pills he took.
He was preparing.
So he took one of them gas station pills, huh?
No, not the gas station pills, Troy.
And Tito's.
That shit wasn't adding up.
So one of our own show members called it "Chickens Coming Home to Roost." So how did y'all feel about the passing?
I didn't want him to die. I mean, I thought maybe, well, we don't know when we're gonna leave this earth, but I just thought maybe he had a chance to turn everything around. But
he wasn't turning nothing around Lanier.
I know.
What did he have to turn around?
However, like Lanier, I wouldn't have wished death on anybody. Like,
I wouldn't wish that on
sad
nobody.
to know that this man is gone, even though we may not have liked or agreed with his views.
No, none of y'all said y'all didn't agree with him. Everybody said they just didn't like how he said it.
Okay.
Right.
And I told you I agree with some of the stuff. I don't necessarily agree with everything he said. I definitely like his approach, but I wouldn't have wished death on anybody at all. So to know that he passed, that I don't think I mean, unless you're just a hateful person,
Better be careful.
anybody shouldn't have felt like happy or joy knowing that this man passed.
Right.
People don't like him because he was telling them shit they already was thinking in their head. He just actually had a platform, then put him out there, so they mad at him. Let that man rest, because people been disrespectful as hell about Joe.
Yeah, I ain't never.
Well, I mean, pretty sure that they felt he was disrespectful, in life.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, death doesn't give you a pass to not get cursed out or feel some type of way about.
But the thing about it though, Shannon, is he kind of went with the negative narrative, because he said, they even had a clip. He said he wants to uplift the Black community, but no one's going to listen. So he had to be controversial. Sorry. So that's what he decided to do, and look what it did.
Mm-hmm.
He internalized it.
What is right?
I saw same video I think Cooley played a while ago. Can't think of the guy's name that was talking about delivering the message, and about how people are more worried about the deliverance as opposed as opposed to the message that's being given. I understand that part of it. My only thing about Kevin Samuels, which I just told somebody the same thing that you just said, Linnea, that you got to remember that this guy is intelligent. Like he's not stupid by far. Not only that, this is how he's gained popularity and I'm sure money and different little deals that we may or may not know about. So for him to come on and talk in a sophisticated, culturally appropriate, sensitive way would not have gotten him the publicity that he has now. So he intentionally, like in my mind, I said I could see how he would write this out. He would write it out like he has good sense, right? And then he would go in and say, instead of saying, if you're over 35, then you run the risk of having to deal with a certain type of guy, right? He said he might write that out. Then when he go back, he'll say, if you're over 35, you're a leftover woman.
Right.
He essentially said the same thing. But what he's doing is he's using words that are trigger words, especially for people of color.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been used on many different occasions, especially when you're talking about women. So he uses those words as trigger words so that way he can, get the reaction he's looking for. I will say this. The only thing that I have to say as far as his answers to problems, I feel like they are always a derogatory downgrade. It's never like an even kill or hopeful thing. It's always like, well, I mean, if you really are a strong five, you might as well just go ahead and start fucking dogs then, because that's it.
Well,
that's it for you. And I think that's a little hard. And truth be told, you don't get anybody to change or move differently by disrespect. So I saw this guy post something, and what he said was, he said Kevin Samuels said in one of his last interviews, he said that a single woman is gonna die alone, right? And then the guy said, well, look at you died alone, such and such, right? Yeah. So I sent that to somebody. I said, did you listen to what this guy said? She said, no. I said, okay. He quoted something that Kevin Samuels said about a single woman is going to die alone, right? I said, first of all, tell me one person that dies with somebody else. Number one. Number two, if you're single and you die, don't you die alone? Isn't that what single means? I'm by myself.
Basically.
See, sometimes you get so caught up in how things are said as opposed to what is being said. I'm not saying I agree 100% with everything that he says or the direction or any of that. I'm not I don't sit in his church and follow the gospel every week or none of that, right? But at the same time, I'm not oblivious to the things that he's mentioned. Some of the things, most of the things that he said, I do have to agree with. Even when he talks about, even when you think about women chasing after a particular type of guy, like he almost coined the phrase of high value. Like we hear that all the time now, high value men, right? So here you have a woman who is saying that she has all of these things. She's doing all of this stuff, right? And she got an A1 credit score. She drive a brand new Mercedes Benz. She got 5 businesses, and she might not even have any children, right? And he was like, "So what do you have to offer a high value man? A man that's 10% or 1% of the group. What do you have to offer that man?" And she's still talking about all of these things that she has, material things that she has, and she still hasn't answered the question. And with that, in the end, he says, a man that is making, I don't know, $100,000 a month or $2 million, $3 million a year or more, he doesn't care about your credit score. He don't care about all the businesses you have. All he wants to know is, when we go out, are you someone that I feel comfortable with? Are you going to act like you have some sense? Do you dress accordingly? Are you able to listen to some level of direction? And in some cases, it might be definite direction. Are you able to do that? Are you able to cook? Are you able to raise children? These are the things that are questions that those guys in that category ask. But what he just exposed, because people got an uproar when he would say stuff like that, is that some women believe that their success is important to guys who have as much or more success than them. And that just lets you know that people just don't have a clue. They don't understand. And, like I said, I definitely agree with some of the things that he has discussed. And it make a lot of sense.
So would you say that he's trying to, in a way, open up both Black women and Black men to people of substance, but he's just kind of flipping it?
I think that he has opened up an opportunity for conversation, and I think that that's the biggest part. Sometimes, like Sean, a homeboy say all the time, take the meat, throw the bones away. If it's not, you don't have to agree with every last piece of something that someone says. You utilize what can be utilized, and the rest of it, you get rid of it. Why get upset and get uptight and miss the whole message because you didn't get feelings about what was said? You didn't threw the whole message in the trash because the man said you're gonna if you're over the age of 35, that you're considered a leftover woman. I mean, I could argue that, but I could argue that seriously. And you know what's crazy? When I shared that video with somebody and we had that conversation, she said, "Well, there's men that fall in that category." I said, "Absolutely." Mm-hmm. I said, "But he was talking to women in that scenario." I said, "Why do people always want to say, but you are in the same category too? What does that mean about you?" But that's not what we're talking about. And if you say that to me, you think I'm offended by it? You think it bothers me? Come on, man.
Just agree to disagree.
Well, in honor of the minister, I'll play my favorite clip.
Right, Linnea, the minister.
3
right?
and 3 baby daddies and they all gangbang.
So what do you want as an outcome?
I want somebody that's loyal. It's really hard to find loyalty nowadays. You really can't find it at the next corner or none of that. Like these men now.
Hold on. Loyal to what end? Like a husband? What are you talking about?
I want a husband. I want to get married.
What do you do for a living?
I get EDD.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? I mean,
I don't know what that is.
Unemployment.
The unemployed mother of 3 with 3 baby daddies. You talking about you can't find a man?
Yes. It's I'm pretty sure God. I want somebody that's gonna help me. Like, you don't think that I could get that?
It's called Jesus.
You don't think that I can get somebody to help me? You don't think a man is gonna let me?
It's called Jesus. How many children do you have?
3 and 3 baby daddies and they all gangbang.
It's called Jesus.
Called Jesus. The only person. Take the meat, throw the bones away, baby girl.
So listen,
3
Mike.
baby daddies and they all gang bang.
And you
Who
see
the
how
fuck
she had to
gonna
keep
do
throwing
two?
that in there. You see how she had to keep throwing that little gangbang thing in there. That was irrelevant. I don't even know why she said that. So she's looking, she's like, even in that conversation, she's looking for something. She's looking for some sort of response to the gangbang thing, right? And then she'll, in the same breath, she'll say she wants somebody that's loyal, right? She's dealing with different dudes in gangs, right? Okay, cool. If that's your thing and whatever, you're doing the unemployment thing. You got 3 children,
Not doing
and you want, and your concern is getting a loyal man to help me. You're looking for somebody to help you do what? You know, what exactly are you asking him to do? Now, in all seriousness, think about it. Like here you go. You got a nice guy. This guy has a career. He not gangbanging and all that stupid shit.
He's an elf.
He's doing the go to work, go home thing, or he might have his own business, and he might really care about you. He wants to go ahead and invest whatever into you. He also got to deal with your children that you have by 3 different gangbangers, and I'm having to deal with that. Now, okay, could it happen? Absolutely, it could happen. But let's think it through a little bit. You have a man that is successful. Why would he want to put himself in that position?
Mm-hmm.
That don't even make sense. Again, I swear that sometimes we listen to these things that people say and we be like, no, he's wrong. He shouldn't have said that. Come on, y'all. Come on.
She do.
I tell you, like when I meet people, I ask
she look like she part of a game.
Specific questions. I want to know if you got a boyfriend or if you have a guy that think he's your boyfriend. Because
that's the key question right there. Do you have somebody that thinks they're your boyfriend?
Yeah, because it's important, man. Because you'll go somewhere. When I came down to South Carolina, right? I told you about what happened when I went down there, right? So met the girl at the hotel. She worked there. So she's like, we gonna go get a drink. We go get a drink. When we get up to the place, she's sitting in the car like she ain't trying to get out. Now, mind you, all the places we could go, she want to go with all 1,000 niggas in South Carolina standing there, right? And they all outside, right? So in front of the bar. So, I'm sitting there and I'm saying like, this house gonna happen. We're gonna get killed down in Florence, and my mother gonna say, he just said he was gonna go around the corner to get a drink, and something happened. But she act like she didn't want to get out the car. So I'm looking at her, I'm looking at up there, and she looked like she's looking for somebody. I said, "What, you got a man or something?" She was like, "No, not really, but."
Really,
said,
that was it.
Here it go.
Oh,
really?
No.
She like, I see so-and-so cousin. She was like, and I just don't want no mess. I'm saying I don't want nothing either. I'm like, yo, I said it's a bar back the other way. I said ain't nobody really in there. We can go up there. She's still just sitting there. She looking, and she was like, that dude right there, you see him over there at the car? He just grabbed a gun. I'm looking at her like, all right, I think it's time to reel it in, buddy. Yo, in my mind, I said, yo, I should get out the car right now, yo, and just start walking down the road. I said, no, that'd be a bad idea too. so I'm just at the mercy. I'm at the mercy of this girl, and she is intrigued with whatever is going on.
Pretty much.
So,
right there.
I would have started a car and pulled off, but I was in the passenger seat in her car.
Oh.
So she winds up deciding she's gonna go ahead up the road. Wasn't nobody in there, wasn't a soul in there, had a nice drink, mind our business. But I'm saying all that to say,
we got
sometimes
we got questions in the room, yo.
How cute was the chick? She definitely had
with y'all.
a nice shape.
I knew it. I knew it. Jen, my question wasn't how cute was she, but how fat was the ass?
Yeah, she definitely had a nice shape. Yeah.
What a figure.
And a very interesting character. She has a lot to offer the world. So, but But in all seriousness, I brought that up because
Mm-mm.
you have people in this world. You have people in this world that really just don't understand, man, and they really think that their situations make the most sense in the world, and somebody else is supposed to come in there and save them from whatever it is that's going on, and not only save them, but they're going to subject themselves to the same thing. They're going to be a part of that same craziness that you have going on. Girl might tell you like, okay, well, you're a really nice guy. Well, what type of guys you used to dealing with? Man, he just be hustling and shooting up shit and going all crazy. Okay, well, where we supposed to go at? What we doing? Because usually dudes want to shoot up shit and act crazy. They don't really let go too easy. Like, what was your last relationship?
No, they don't.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah, I think we're gonna do Netflix and chill, buddy.
And what's the first thing she gonna say when she pissed at you? I'm gonna get my baby father to fuck you up.
I don't want no trouble.
All of them.
And all of them gangbang. Like, no.
That'd be the one time all three of them rival gangs come together.
Right.
Yeah. So
they all might be in the same gang.
Is that all with the story? Did you want to add anything?
You want to add anything to the story?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you hit?
Again.
Did you
Did you hit?
I couldn't because
his mom was in a room.
It was a reason. Yeah, it was a reason why I couldn't. I think it might have been because it was.
By the time I remember, by the time you got finished fucking with her, it was almost 7 o'clock in the morning. And by the time
It was. We were sitting outside, and she was just showing me all these videos of her unique abilities.
Wow. Okay, so it was little Kim, and she made a bottle disappear.
Huh?
She was little Kim basically, and she made a bottle disappear.
She do all kind of stuff.
I bet she did.
What's up, G?
What it do? What it do? Mac, man, what's up, baby?
Baby, what's good?
I can't call it, shorty. I can't call it.
She always come in at the tail end or in the middle of something juicy.
Oh no, I was backstage.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie today. You were. I apologize.
Let's get off. You like it all.
You are tuned into the Cooley and the Gang Show live every Tuesday night, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody take a second. There's a bunch of y'all in here. Everybody take a second. Hit that heart. Show us some love, please. Let us know you're here. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
You said you wanted to get Jen on.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be next week. Jennifer, we need to talk to you, I guess, after 8 o'clock. Figure out when we can get you on before we shut the lights out. Shut the lights out.
Night.
Shut the lights out. I don't know what to go. Okay, I'm gonna go into this next. I sent this to the professor, and I know some of y'all probably saw it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
You were doing I mean, that's nice.
So apparently the brother saw the lady in the gym. Man seen a woman working out and brought a mat for her to support her. And she thought it was weird. Now, this was her post. She said, I was working out in the corner and a man randomly came and attempted to shove a mat underneath me because it'd be more comfortable. If he asked whether I wanted it, I wouldn't mind. But I think abruptly doing so and invading my space is weird. And if you are just being nice. Hold on, is there more to that?
Even.
Oh, weird if you are just being nice.
So can the women answer first?
Yes.
Linnea, go ahead. Go ahead, Linnea.
I have been to the gym. Thankfully, I guess I got the mean bag, so they leave me alone. I'll be focused. But I do appreciate a brother just being concerned. I'm going to use my air quotes, concerned. But he just, I'm sorry, I don't know who be going to these gyms. I be thinking they're trying to look for a love connection like Chuck Woolery back in 1989 doing this. But yeah, unfortunately, some guys just don't leave well enough alone. We go to the gym to work out, get our body right and tight. In some cases, you get your look on and then you get back to focus. But I mean, he was cool until he tried to shove the mat under her behind.
I didn't see that.
So he go ahead, play it again.
Yeah, see?
He's telling her to like get up. He's trying to push.
Right.
But I think he's not just. I think he's explaining
So I don't necessarily think he was trying to hit on her, and I'm not going to assume that every guy in the gym that attempts to help is trying to hit on me, because some may just see that as a lady you're doing some shit wrong and want to help. However, I do wish that he, instead of him coming right over, laying it down like he's about to look like he's about to shove it or whatever he's doing, that he would have stood and said, "Hey, listen, using a mat will be a little bit more comfortable, so you won't do X, Y, and Z here." And assuming I want one in the first place, and you know what I mean, like it's just he did come too close into her personal space. It was a way that he could have done it before.
He could have stayed like
that close, like a simple conversation. Hey sis, I saw you X, Y, and Z. You know, using a mat will keep you from hitting your ass on the ground. You know what I mean? Like just
There were some cues.
No, and that's what it was nothing wrong with his gesture, like at all. Like I would love for somebody to be like, listen, but no, I don't want you to come up automatically and be like, either. I want you to be like, hey, especially now with COVID and shit, don't come that close to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, come close enough that you can speak to me and I can hear you and tell me what it is that you're offering.
And unfortunately, they
his gesture, I think, was cool. Like, I think his gesture was cool.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, exactly. He reacted first versus having the conversation with her.
He's like, let me show this.
So I don't really have a good statement to make about this. Like I don't know, because I can see that being a little weird. Because I you know, I go to the gym, so I see these types of guys. Like even his ensemble that he has on just gives a different type of fellow, you know. So I could see where there would be a little bit of a discrepancy there. But I think that he could have, you know, asked first. That's a little bold to go shoving something under somebody's ass and shit. I mean, that's a little strange there. You might want to shove it and you know, place it. Hold on, let me get this for you. You know, yeah, I don't know. It do seem a little crazy. But on the flip side, is how come that when somebody is hypothetically is trying to help, they got to be doing something creepy. You know, like some creepy shit. It's a little weird. No, I'm just trying to add some
devil's advocate playing both sides.
Yeah, so
you know, but then she threw the shot at him like, no, take that with you. Like that man could have sat there. It wasn't hurt nobody.
Well, typically, typically them guys that dress like he do, got the gloves on like that, and the shirt underneath a vest, and got a do rag on like that. They not to be trusted anyway. So, I understand her concern. You know, so
man, that man a personal trainer. He just trying to help the girl out. He don't want nothing from her.
I don't necessarily think I would have took it to social media to blow him up and put him on the spot like he was preying on me. Like I saw the comments for this one, and like a lot of the comments was almost like if she was a victim, almost like, you know what I mean, like if she was being a victim, like why is it, you know, because people were saying like she shouldn't, why she got to act like that, but you know what I mean, like,
oh, you mean like this retarded? Just want to know if men do this to other men, y'all slide mats underneath other men.
That's her.
Oh, that's her.
That's her.
I thought she was natural fitness, whatever.
Excuse me. I think that was her. If I read that right,
that's her right there. No, that's her. No, that's not her.
Well, I read that comment and it looked like it was her because she was saying if he does this to other men, then my bad. Like, you know what I mean? Then it is what it is. But I don't think he does it to other men. All right, then I read it. I thought it was her the way that
it was written.
Because I read it. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a little weird. I don't want no guy shoving up on I think a lot of them dudes is faggies. I mean, I'm sorry, it's the wrong word. I think a lot of them guys is.
Don't worry, you about to be off the air anyway.
I think a lot of them guys is into some other things anyway that include other boys. You know, so
no, that's not her reading that, but she had that same comments on something else that I saw, and she was pretty much saying like, if he does this to other like everybody, then that's one thing, but I don't think he does.
I agree with you, Vance.
What do you say? Let's be real.
Vance said, "Let's be real." She enjoyed the attention she got both in the moment and on social media. I agree.
I got another question.
Now check this. Now, if he looks like what he's wearing, I don't think she liked the attention. I'm just being real.
I was gonna say she might have been in there looking for attention anyway, but I'm looking at them weights and shit. That means
that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, she fucking with that type weight. She seriously work out.
Yeah, and that's what like pretty much somebody's like, don't assume because she's a woman, she don't know what she's doing. Because I was looking at the same thing too. I'm like, she's probably in the gym just as much as he is. So she probably knows what she needs and what she doesn't need. The mat probably is uncomfortable for her. So because Rudy uses the camera in the gym too when he jump roping. So why is it
that's what I was getting ready
to ask. So why is it okay for her not to have the camera, but I just watched Rudy on his story jump roping or doing some shit at the gym?
Oh yeah, she might have put that there. You're right, she might have put that there. Yeah.
Come on, Vance. Don't
be one-sided.
Don't be one-sided. Don't be one-sided, bro.
I wonder if Natalie is confirmed.
Rudy, what you doing for?
He said that's his thirst trap. Yeah.
he's like, hush.
Y'all know, the whole Kim K, Ray J sex tape.
I'm so tired of them too. Wish they both shut the fuck up.
But Ray J is finally like putting his foot down.
Did not get it first.
Ray J is basically saying like, look, bro, it ain't what you thought. We all agreed to share this tape. It was always a money grab, but the Kardashians have just used it more so to their benefit. That's why I have no sympathy for them at all. Like that family or nothing. Like I don't even want to really give them a lot of time. I just want to.
Yes, please.
But Ray J is talking a lot. Not only is he saying that, he also talking about the fact I still would have been with Kim had she not stole money from my sister. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Why we can't bring that up? You know how many black lives?
We're not. She's a thief. She been a thief. But you want everybody. I would have still been with her. You still want her? Like, you still want her?
I'll tell you, Kim K.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I mean, if don't nobody want her now. I mean, there's no need in letting you guys go to waste now.
Those Kardashians ruin black men. You step in the Kardashian household, boy, you going down.
Well, first of all, I'm not gonna say so. Kanye is definitely not weak by any stretch of the imagination. But typically, people like them are able to do stuff like that because they deal with weaker men, mentally weaker men. Now Kanye, she did a number on his ass, got the kids and everything. But let's look at how Jada did Will ass. She did a number on his goddamn ass.
Yeah.
Getting a divorce.
Since he's still doing a number on his ass.
Yo, I gotta say this, man. Yo, Corey Holcomb, yo.
Oh, he
said, did y'all see when Will's son said that what do you say?
Tyler the Creator was his boyfriend.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator was my boyfriend. Yo, I said, man, yo, that's some dirty shit, but definitely funny. Yo.
Yeah, he been going in on Jada like hard. I don't know what his beef is with her. He been going there.
Erykah Badu though? Damn, not the
Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu. She be talking a little quietly about that cranberry punani.
Hey, when you could change the way a nigga think and start and dress, you know you got some. Whew.
Any woman that vagina and put it in a fragrance bottle and have you spray it on yourself
cranberry
is the queen to me.
Cranberry. She's so sweet. It's cranberry. I like cranberry.
So she did.
That woman did that on Boomerang.
Strangé did it. Yeah, Strangé did it first. She got the essence of specs in the bottle, baby. Take her drawers off, run them across your face.
Well, we got a CNTG court. This is the professor and Big G.
Do not touch me.
Get video from the store, bro. Get video from the store. Get video from the store.
Right?
Yeah, cause you left and she came out after you. Get a video. Yep. She wasn't even there. You post him. Lawsuit. You post him. You came in aggressive and post him. Him up 10 times. Yeah, him. He couldn't punch him. This shit here. They ain't find nothing. They rushed him to beat him up. They ain't find nothing. Look, they find nothing. They beat him up. And they find nothing. They find nothing. Beat him up and find shit. Look at this. Look at the movie. You know, suck my ass.
Did you say suck my ass?
Your mother dog.
Get him. Somebody get their cousin.
So I've been hearing two different things. I've been hearing cameras make the
Where's your microphone at, yo?
My microphone?
Yeah, you gotta get closer, son.
Why, you can't hear me? Yo?
There you go.
You can't hear me for real?
Yeah.
I said I've been hearing two different things. I've been hearing that cameras make things worse and make the situation and circumstances surrounding more aggressive and I guess staunch. And I've also heard, and of course we see that sometimes, and most of the time, they actually do help. So I don't know. First of all, let's start with the cop.
Why is he drunk?
Over the line?
Why is he drunk?
Why is who drunk?
The officer.
Who said he was drunk?
Drunk. NYPD officer rushes and punches innocent
if I had
man.
to be a cop in New York City,
so that's number one. If he was really drunk, that's problem number one.
That might be a little lit.
Problem number one.
Somebody else said they be lit. Who else said they be lit?
I ain't gonna be lit. You need all your faculties.
Yeah, you need to be focused fucking around with New York.
I'd be drunk.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if he was really drunk or not, but if he was, that's number one. So
I mean, he was dead wrong all the way around.
Yeah, but that makes it worse. Like you really got no ground to stand on if you drunk. You shouldn't even be at work.
What? Dead wrong. What you got, Professor?
I think that the guy that hit the police officer that hit him, I think that could have been avoided. I don't think that he had to hit him.
Right.
I don't know what was said or what was done, but at that point he wasn't a threat at all. So there was no need for him to hit him. The dude was running his mouth, but that's the extent of it. I mean, what else was he gonna do? I will say this. So I was talking to a young lady. She was saying that the police wrongfully arrest black men, right? Okay, I can agree with that. I think they wrongfully arrest a lot of people, but they also do in larger numbers wrongfully arrest people of color. I can go with that. She said, if the police harass you or are trying to arrest you and you haven't done anything, then you should respond in kind, like with aggression and the same energy. I said, well, I view things a little bit differently. I said, I've been arrested before. I've been in these scenarios before. You got to remember that these police officers are the guards at the gate. They are not the judge, jury, and executioner. Even though they have taken that role in some of these scenarios, they're not the judge, jury, and executioner. I'm not to disrespect police officers, but they're the front line. They're almost like the grunts of the work. So when you think about it from that perspective, their job is not to figure it out. Their job is to subdue the scenario right then and there. And if you are acting irrationally, you've just changed the issue from it being theft or jaywalking to now dealing with someone that's being aggressive. They're not trying to really figure it out. If they can, they can. If they can't, they can't. Either way, they're there. You're going to be arrested, and in more cases than not, you are going to be arrested. Now let's be clear about the whole arrest thing. You could be arrested without them giving you a reason. That's number one. That shit that people say that they got to tell you why they're arresting you is bullshit. I'm trying to tell you, it's in the law. It's in the law book. They do not have to tell you that. They can detain you for less than 24 hours and still not tell you why you are being detained. They can. So you got to kind of understand how laws work and why they do the things that they do. And I'm not saying I agree with them, but we got to find something better before we can complain about what we had. So I think that scenario, a lot of that stuff can be avoided, again, if you comply and deal with it on the back end. I don't agree with the police officer hitting him, and I don't agree with him acting a certain way. Because, I mean, it's not like they're trying to throw you in the back of a van and take you to a abandoned building. They're not trying to steal you. You're going to the jail. I mean, they're trying to figure out things, whether you did it or you didn't do it. Okay, I didn't do it. Let's move past this. I'm going to call my lawyer. We're going to make it right. That's it. Done with the conversation. Me out there acting crazy, what you think they're going to say? Damn, he must really didn't do it. He acting real crazy. Let me take this cuff off of him and let him go. Come on, yo. Come on. We got to stop with the foolishness, man. And not to mention, you see every day, well, not every day, but you see that over the past couple of years, that black men are losing their lives behind this type of stuff.
Right.
I was talking to this guy when I was at the track one day, and we were talking about conversations that people have. And one of the things he said to me that stood out the most, and he said, "Do you want to die on that hill?" And what he meant by that was, people stand on principles that mean absolutely nothing. Yeah. And what he was saying is, for what you are standing for right at that moment, do you want to die for that? Mm-hmm. And this young man right here, whatever the scenario was, I promise you, it wasn't that serious for him to lose his life. He didn't lose his life, but what I'm saying is it can happen just that quick, just that easy. He could have easily went along with it and dealt with it on the back end. That's just my opinion. To each his own. We got some friends that have already said that in the event that they are pulled over and they feel like the police are targeting them, how they're going to respond with aggression and silliness. And I try to talk to them. If they don't listen, fine. That's something that they gotta deal with in their life. But I done seen enough in my life. I don't need no example. I don't need to be one either. So fuck that.
That's the truth.
So I guess we all agree then, huh? No court. This is the quickest court session we ever had. I gotta find a video. Gee, I need about 5 days. No? Hey, G, we didn't get to ruffle his feathers with that one, huh? I gotta find.
I know, right? That's you gotta do better, yeah.
All right, let's switch to children. 21 versus 35. So we got a cooligram that I'm gonna have to give you all off of memory. All right, so basically the gist of the cooliogram, we have a 25-year-old young lady. 21-year-old young lady. Just graduated college, did her thing. Was going to school in another state by herself. And I'm only giving background so you know a little bit about the young lady. Okay. She just graduated, good family structure, comes from a very good home. She does not know everything about the world, but she's lived on her own for the majority of 4 years. But there is still some greenness there that should be learned, which you will find with any 21-year-old.
Of course.
Well, the mom found out that she is dating a 35-year-old man. This is do I give background about the man too?
Not yet. Let's wait on the background about the man. Let's start with that. So.
I'm sorry, Dina. Yeah, I've watched We Own the City. I don't know if y'all watched it yet, but I'm loving it. I hate that it's only going to be 6 episodes, but I'm locked in on that.
Okay. So first, starting there, how do you guys feel about if you know you have a 21-year-old daughter who's dating a 35-year-old man.
I be thinking he's grooming her.
Huh?
I be feeling like he's grooming her because she's too young. He's older. He's like an uncle or older cousin. So I mean, he might. I would have to watch him. I would have to observe the dynamic.
So you wouldn't interfere.
Would you shut it down
or try to shut it down?
I would watch it because I don't want to already put out there bad juju, and if it's not like that, because I mean, I would just have.
Where her daddy at?
Right.
I would have to observe.
Her dad is not in the home, but her dad is in her life. But I don't think dad knows.
It was nobody knew. It was nobody.
Mom just found out by accident.
It all came out, so nobody knew what was going on, and it just was allowed to happen. It came out.
Yeah, it's going to get shut down. As soon as it came out, it's going to get shut down.
So you would shut it down. And what would be your reason? I'm asking for all angles because once again, she's 21. She is legal. She is an adult.
Right, but you also said she's kind of green to the world, so that means that she was manipulated. If you look at it from where I'm coming from, all right.
Okay.
This dude, see, you 34. Well, I mean, what could you have in common with a 21-year-old? Not unless you slow yourself and you behind and living life. You know, like what would you want? Like, what type of conversation could you get from someone just graduating college? And I mean, not unless it's on some business shit, but as a man, as far as trying to be in a relationship with someone at this age, that don't seem right to me. So it's like, what's up with you? And then you telling her all this shit that you probably know most girls that age want to hear. And she's green and she's falling for it. So yeah, I would shut that shit right down. He's a winner. Yeah,
we got to shut down on the panel. I'm gonna let it ride.
Let me observe.
Gotta have a conversation.
She's gonna observe.
She's gonna observe, but have a conversation with her nonetheless.
Right.
Okay. We have more details about the man, but I just kind of based off of just the age, I want to kind of get that perspective.
But I was going to ask, how long have they been talking though?
Since January of this year, so it's only been about 5 months. 5 months. Okay. G.
He's a weirdo.
As a dad, I'm shutting it down.
You shutting it down? Okay, Professor. Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
So I definitely would not agree with it. Absolutely wouldn't agree with it. I think in those scenarios, you got to be real strategic in how you disagree with it because all the child is going to do is hide it from you.
Okay.
I really don't know. I could tell you what I would want to do, just like the other guy said, I would shut it down. But that's what I would want to do. But realistically, we all have dealt with people and we probably shouldn't have been in their lives.
True that.
And all they did was hide it from their parents. You know, so. And again, she is actually an adult, so that's kind of rough. But I will say this. So this actually goes back to a conversation that I've been having recently, again, about the comment that Kevin Samuels made, right? Men date down as far as age. Women date up as far as age.
Okay. That's a good point. Hold on to that too, because we're going to come back to that. Go ahead.
But I think there's a reason. So over the years, I've realized that mentally, women are past men.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So they kind of meet. If he's young as hell and she's old as hell, they actually meet somewhere, right?
They're meeting somewhere. So even though they're 35, because if you think about it, at 35, we still have some childish ways.
Absolutely.
And at 21, she may not be as childish. She may be a little more mature for being 21 years old. That's just what I'm assuming. Now, truthfully, at this point, they've been together 5 months, even though already busted now. I mean,
okay. So Okay, hold that thought.
I didn't get to give my opinion.
Oh, you did. Oh, you know what? Sorry. You know what? Because I've already heard his opinion. I thought he said it just now. Go ahead, babe. Sorry.
Look, this was my opinion. I said, well, look, this is the other end with dating the young niggas. This is what you get when you date young niggas.
We not even gonna play like that for no grade.
This is dating young niggas.
And that's kind of what she said. Like
but look at this fool. Hold up. Here come. Good Lord, what the fuck is in this
He
place?
gonna blow his ding-a-lang off before you can use it.
So, and that was part of her argument when her mother had the conversation. Is like, look at the dudes that I have at my disposal to deal with. Like, this is what I have to deal with. So
she bring a 35-year-old home with one of them little niggas.
I'm gonna be transparent for this one because I was in a relationship for almost 11 years. It was an 8-year gap, and I can tell you, I was more mature.
8-year age gap.
It was an 8-year.
G. Every Tuesday, G. Linnea opens more and more pages to that book.
Linnea, you and me both, Linnea. I'm always dating. Mike is probably the best I dated.
I mean, I was almost 11 years. Man. I can tell you, I was the more mature one, and he would always be in awe of me because even though when we met, I just turned 22, he was 30. So I was like, yes, I was a little green, but I have an old soul. So I would give him better advice than his friends, and they were his age. So I see where she's coming from. But at the same time, like Shannon says, and Mike also concur, at a certain age, guys, that light bulb of maturity just don't light up. So
now 35 is a bit like, 35, like that. He damn like Vance just said, like, he possibly could have went to school with one of us.
So with that, dropping that,
I'm gonna beat his ass.
35. He does have a 15-year-old daughter.
There you go.
Mom is not in the picture. He's on disability. He's a disabled.
He's on disability.
He's a disabled bus driver. So, and he's only
yellow bus driver, right?
Technically, he's only 7 years younger than her mother.
See, he on disability. It's a mental disability. I knew it. I knew he was slow.
He ain't a mental disability.
Yeah, he drive the yellow bus.
So one of the biggest arguments that we heard in this discussion when we was having it with the Cooley Graham dropper was just that. Like, it's not that her daughter's dating older. Because she's like, if it was like 30, 29, okay. But one, he's so close to my age. That's number one. Right. He has a 15-year-old daughter. Like, you can't stepmother a child that probably thinks you her sister.
Right.
Two, and then beyond that, it ain't even like this is a man that you can say, well, I'm dating him older and he's established.
Right.
He has something going on with him. He's not that somebody who is disabled and can't work, can't be supportive, like, because I mean, let's be real, they can in their own way. They got to find it, they got income, you know what I mean? But not in a way that you desire, that I know you desire for your life. He can't provide that.
So is this what you saying, or is this what the mother said?
This is what the mother said. Like, this is the conversation that she's had with her daughter.
Okay.
About the situation.
If it's financial situation, it's different. Be a different conversation, huh?
Well, no, she still said like 29 is her cap. Like 29 in mom's mind is
right.
Up. Like, that's like the oldest that you should be dating up. Period. Anybody else that is just like,
we had good conversation.
And then she said, to your point earlier, she says that they have not, and I'm just dropping what I was told, they have not had intercourse, but she has stayed at the house, and when she's giving her debate to mom, and he hasn't tried anything, so mom had to be like, listen, that's game, like, yo, that's game. He has to feel like he's a gentleman by not doing anything, because right now he got other bitches lined up that can feel that need for him until he ready to go in for the kill.
So, as a 21-year-old female just graduating college, got your whole future ahead of you. Right. Where do you grow from here with this guy?
You gotta live and you gotta learn.
Well, that's why I think situations like this will eventually fizzle out. I think it's just it's a curiosity thing. It's a ooh, look at me, look at it's a look at me type of thing. I have to be honest. Like I probably would shut it down too, but I don't even know what a comfortable age for me, my daughter 21 dating is, because I see what her age bracket looks like. Like this person would have to prove a lot to me. Like whoever these days, like you gotta show me something. Like, and I ain't saying you gotta be college graduate, but you could be working, you doing your thing. But like just certain shit gonna be triggers for me. Like 35 and you come in there with a walker or something, that's a trigger. If 21 coming in with your pants all off your ass and tattoos on your face and shit,
I dated older though.
But
I dated older. I always dated older.
Women do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Women
like 6-7 years older than me. Like I always have dated older men.
So what's this? This is for 14 years. That's double. Like 6-7 years. I'll give you 5 to 7 years. I'll give you. And 7 might be pushing it for me. But this is double that. This is fucking.
But once again, as an adult,
right?
I'm grown. Like how. Like,
yeah, but
so the shutdown part will be going on you. Will be you approaching bro. Like, is that what a shutdown happens? Because I'm just going to sneak and do it anyway if I really want to.
No, I'll find him somebody else.
You'll find him
somebody else.
Yeah, I'll find him somebody else.
I got a cousin. She round the way.
All the women we know the same age. I'll find him somebody else. I'll hook him up. Take him to.
Well, I can't say this. I want to say this. If you are an older gentleman that is dating, we call that what, December, May type of relationships, you need to be man enough to sit down with the parents and answer any questions that they got, because daddies know, because like my dad would tell me, he's like, men are wolves, so we know how wolves think. So he needs to sit down with me and your mom.
I mean, yeah, if you definitely dating somebody my age, they should have been man enough to, first of all,
exactly,
you shouldn't be keeping it a secret. So you done already got strike one, because like, nigga, you a grown ass man. You couldn't come and like, you gonna let her keep it a secret? Like, y'all fucking children. So
she kept it a secret and she knew she was wrong.
No, I don't think she felt like she was wrong, but she knows her mother. Like, because like I said, at the end of the day, she was still debating and fighting her part because to maintain the situation. But she knows her mother. She knows her mother, just period, off the rip.
You know your parents.
If I was her mother, I'd punch her in the stomach and then hug her.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah. All right, so wait a minute. So on the flip side, right? I like old women. I like older women. I like old women. Like I've never dated. I think my son mother might be the youngest that I've ever dated, and we just a year apart. But I like old women. Like, where your grandmother at? Like, I'm 40. I'm 41. I'm 41, and she could be 61. I think I've dated a woman that was probably 15 years older than me.
So that's what I was going. Good point, G. So if the shoes were reversed and it was your son 21 dating a 35-year-old woman, would there be a problem? There would be no problem.
That's
what I'm talking
about. Boy, that's my boy.
If she was on disability and drove a school bus, no, it wouldn't be an issue for me.
He don't drive the school bus no more because he's on disability.
Right. He's getting that eye check, Troy.
I would be just standing there.
She guarantee her monthly income.
On my hands on my hip, just looking like
that income though.
Right. Damn, that's retarded. Nah.
But this whole y'all realize this whole conversation goes away if she was 30 and he was 45.
Yeah,
this isn't even a conversation.
Absolutely. We didn't be talking about it.
It's not even so the years are always going to stay the same. It's just she started the relationship a little earlier.
And she might even fall out of love with him.
But she got more experience at 30.
Not necessarily.
By 30, either she didn't set her career up and got her life together.
As thugged out as her mama is, say no.
Or she done fucked up. And she either way, by 30, she know where her life is going. Pretty much.
That's true. So the difference is the age of mentality.
Right.
So it sounds like Cooley Graham listener, if you are listening today, that the panel agrees with you.
Shut it down.
95%.
Yeah, I think the unanimous decision to shut it down. Linnea said she's going to watch it, and I
But I will also be transparent though, because you can't be telling your kids shut it down, and you trying to keep them in the dark. Just be 100. Say, you know what? I was your age once. I messed with someone that was, 8 years.
Not her mother. She said she called my ass a pedophile.
Damn.
She said he's a pedophile. I was like, how's he a pedophile? And they both grown. He's still a pedophile. She was like, I didn't mess with older men like that. That's nasty.
Yeah, but that was you. That was mama.
That was nasty. She was like, that's nasty. But I was like, you can't call that grown man a pedophile and that's a grown woman.
He a pedophile. 15 years younger. So that means if he was 25, I ain't even going. No, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Then,
yeah, please do. Thank you.
That would definitely be pedophile.
So on the line, like a lot of the videos I got love for kids, especially a good one that the professor sent me about staunching kids' growth and wonder. That was a good video.
I thought you said staunching.
That's my word today. I know y'all saw the video with the mom who found out her son was gay and just started going. Now, come to find out, Shannon told me this, that the child was actually not 13. The child is actually 19.
He's 19. That's why she was talking about the military.
So this video is going to say 13, but please know that it's really a 19-year-old.
I don't know what makes you want to be gay. I don't know if it's a trend, but men don't be with men, baby. Understand me? Men don't be with men. He made dick and pussy for dick to stick in a pussy. Not in nobody's ass, baby. Not in nobody's ass. Dick is made to go in pussy. All that on Facebook and bragging me and shit, which that's no motherfucking right. But bitch, you supposed to be a man in the army. That ain't represent no motherfucking army, baby. Blue eye, purple eye, white. You gonna have to hurry up and get that recruited again. Real. Let's get that motherfucker recruited again. But let me tell you one thing. God always showed me stuff. See how that video just popped up on me? See how that video just popped up on me? And then you wonder why I'm always on you and calling you. Cause shit like that. Mess with yo-yo. I don't.
Damn. So she think if he go in the military, he ain't gonna be gay no more?
Hello. Don't ask, don't tell.
You have some problems. You really have some problems. That's not causing me. I don't have a problem. That's your problem. That's your problem. No, you really have some problems. You really have some problems. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad. You talk to your son like that. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad that you're talking to your son like that. That's really sad. That's how I know you need help. That's why I hope you need help. I don't even want to be your kid. 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 I don't even want to be your kid.
Dookie and Blood. First of all, I didn't see that one. That just broke my heart. Like
part 2, yeah.
She probably been talking to him like that since he was a kid.
Yeah, and Troy, you know what, Mac? I was thinking the same thing. Like she just ain't her being angry is not the first time she talked to him in this manner. Like and like Dina said, like him calling her she called him a bitch like that. Like what? Like that, listening to her just broke my heart just now. Like, no matter, like at the end of the day, you may not agree. We may not agree with half the shit our children do, their lifestyle. Are you burning yourself? What the fuck?
Yeah, the ADD squirrel moment. You're like,
Jesus Christ.
Take him to the hospital.
But at the end of the day, they're still our children. We gave birth. You birthed this child. You're supposed to love this child unconditionally. You don't have to ever agree with their decisions, but to talk to them and talk down at like this, like somebody said in a comment, you talk like this, and if this young man was to go and take his life tomorrow because of the way you talk to him today,
ain't gonna feel bad.
you will feel like shit. Like, how dare you? How dare you? And I can understand you being hurt because, of course, every mother wants their child to marry, have children the way that it's written in the Bible and everything. But at the end of the day, it's still your child, yo.
And what parents got to understand, we need to interrupt, but what parents need to understand is when you give birth to children, they are individuals. So a way that you might handle a situation or want to live your life, that's not up to you anymore. You have given birth to an individual. So when I hear parents calling you, okay, so you disagree with his lifestyle, but the point of the matter is that baby still needs love and support.
Definitely.
More now than anything, probably.
So to call him a bitch, you have self-hate within yourself. You got trauma that you need to handle yourself. And now you're just projecting that onto that boy because she might be in the closet. 9 times out of 10, when them mamas and papas be hard in the paint like that against a child's sexuality, they got some sexuality, disproportions within them, but they don't want to face that.
I think what made this even harder, her finding out, was whatever Facebook video she saw, whatever he was doing. Now, first of all, like we said about Kevin Samuel's mama, finding out he passed away on Facebook.
Right.
If my child was to be homosexual, please don't let me find out scrolling through my goddamn Instagram or Facebook feed. Like, that's just the fucking worst. I'm scrolling and shit, looking at Erykah Badu selling some of the pussy scent, and the next thing I see,
Twitter is more
my son grinding on another dude on the next one. I'm like, that's not the way I want to find out. So I can understand. Now I'm not defending how she handled it. Right. But I think I would be upset if I found out that way too. Just like dating a 35-year-old man. Like, don't keep shit from me. Just tell me.
It ain't none of your business. I'm grown. Shit.
Yeah, you ain't grown.
Not if you under
If you put it on social media, you ain't grown. You ain't grown till you tell me. Tell me, then you can be grown.
You're not going to get out of my house and pay
don't treat me like no fucking stranger. Like,
you going back to college.
Don't do that.
So one thing is, you could really hear the pain in this woman's voice.
You can. I can agree with that.
She definitely is upset about the whole situation, how it happened, or how she found out,
right?
And the fact that he is, whatever or however he is.
Good job. Good job.
I
felt that tail ain't going left. Good job.
I wish disrespect didn't have to come along with it, but I think that we all can sympathize on both ends of the spectrum. And I don't mean in his situation, I mean just period. Like, we have been so upset about something that we said some things that we could have, said a little bit better or handled it a little bit better. And we've also been on the other side where somebody has said something to us about something that we have done, and they could have said something a little bit better to us to get the point across and still have the same impact, if not better. Again, I don't know, what the scenario is. I will say this: as a parent, you should be invested enough in your children where this shouldn't have come as a surprise.
True.
I feel like if you finding out that your child is gay over social media, 10 years old, then my ultimate question to you is, what was you doing the past 6 or so years or 9 years or whatever? You think he just woke up one day and said, you know what, I think I tried some dick. That'd be a good idea.
You was doing so well, yo.
The thing about it, she probably had those thoughts in her head before.
And that's probably why it's fucking her up so hard. It's like
now the reality is smacked in her face.
She knew it, but to actually find out.
Yeah, she should have. Only thing you can do is really talk to children. Because like somebody already mentioned, you can't stop these children from doing what they want to do, man. They're going to hide it just like young girls. We went to school with these young girls. They come out the house one way. They go to school a whole nother way. They go back home with something different on. You looking like, parent looking like, oh, my child dresses really nice. But the boys in the school know her as Dirty Diana. So I mean, you can't be everywhere at one time. You just got to do the best job that you can do. If you're gonna be upset for real, be upset that you didn't do the best job as a parent and knowing what was going on. I ain't talking about what their orientation is. I'm talking about being involved where this didn't come as a surprise. Right. That way, when it does come out, the conversation that I would have had is, why are you putting your personal business? Why do you need to put this on social media that this is what you're into and this is what you're doing? If that's what you're going to do, then why does it need to be broadcasted? I like what it was a gay guy that was talking about the situation with what's that boy? I mean, that young man named that did the little rodeo thing. What's his name?
Lil Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
Okay.
He was talking about that. He said, what I don't understand is why when we talk about or see people that are homosexual, why it always revolves around them doing some wild ass sexual act on TV or social media. She said,
not to be sexist, it's usually the dudes. You don't really see females act like
females, right?
He was like, why is it that it's if that's what you're gonna do, fine. But why does it always have to be an extreme? Like, why does it need to be that? So for her to say that, I don't know what she saw or how it struck her, but I don't know, man. We live in different times. I hate to say that as if the world flipped over on its axis or something. It's a whole new world, but the behavior, the mentality, the things that's going on today is totally different than what we experienced in the past. The way that these young men and these young women act, even these older men and older women act, is ridiculous. Do you realize that everything nowadays is sexually charged? Everything. Like, I don't care what it is. Yo, you scroll through Instagram. Commercials. Sexually charged. Everything. Everything is about twerking and fucking. That's it. That's it. That's all it's about. That's the whole conversation. I guarantee you can't go through a whole day. Don't even get on social media. Go through a whole day and somebody not talking about somebody twerking or somebody getting
handled. No one's getting handled.
Pull up.
Some trim.
See? All right, there you go.
I'll be saying handled.
Everybody gotta have a pull-up buddy. I'm the professor's pull-up buddy. When I see him going through, I got pull up.
It's just man. And we were young, we had fun too. But come on, yo, and I will say this: if social media was around, when we were younger, we might be having a different conversation right now. Mm-hmm. But we definitely handle things a little bit different. We had a little bit of tact, and I'm gonna tell you something else that we had. We were always afraid that our parents would see us doing something that we had no
kick our asses.
Well, not even that, your parents, friends and shit, older people, you didn't want nobody older to see you doing no crazy shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Back then, we didn't want nobody to know what the fuck we was doing. We was trying to sneak and do our shit. Now they want everybody to know what they doing, good, bad, or ugly. Did y'all hear about the girl that took the prom picture with the guns?
Yeah, she lost
her scholarships and all that shit. It's like,
was that confirmed? Because I know when they posted the picture and they said that, a lot of people in the comments was like asking, like, where did where did y'all get this from? Because they were searching for a legitimate a legitimate article, and at that time, nothing could be verified that they actually lost their scholarships.
But just taking that picture itself, it's like, even if this how you supposed to live, you know what I mean? Why are you telling on yourself?
Well, on the same lines of like your children, like this video was dope. That I think it was the professor that sent it to me.
Of chaos and disorder. Get over that fact. I was in Central Park, and it had rained a little earlier, so there were puddles in some of the walkways. I saw a woman walking with her kid. The kid has galoshes on and a raincoat on, and there's this big, juicy, muddy puddle right there. I said, please let the kid jump in the puddle. You know the kid wants to jump in the puddle. The kid is like 3 or 4. And what does the mother do? Pulls the kid around to prevent that from happening. That was a bit of curiosity in that moment that was extinguished. Gone. Kids are sources of chaos and disorder. Get over that fact. And where does the disorder come from? It's because they are experimenting with their environment. Everything is new to them. Everything. You splash the water, there's mud, it's fun. You get to see the cause and effect of a force, downward force operating on a fluid. You don't have kids with the intent of retaining a clean house. These are non-commensurate goals. People ask about raising their kids. They ask about education. So I can just tell you that what has to change with our kids, curiosity, provided it does not kill them. If it meant we had extra work, I would do that extra work. And on the other side of that is school should, as a minimum, preserve that curiosity. When you come down the steps on the last day of school, you should be sad that school is over, not happy. Saying, gee, I got to go 2 or 3 months without learning anything. And the fact that you're happy that school is over means something is not working in there. You're not enjoying the learning process. If Einstein were here and we're talking with Einstein, we could talk to him for hours and hours and hours. You know what question will never come out of our mouths? Is, what college did you go to? I want to go to that same college.
So
I disagree on the back end. I couldn't wait for fucking school to get out, and I learned a whole lot.
I'm not even
Fuck
going
that.
to lie.
Fuck that.
I'm not going to lie.
You can keep that.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I had some dope teachers coming up from Woodmore Elementary to Woodlawn to Milford. Even when I was at Pot, like I had some dope teachers. So of course I did enjoy my summer break, but I definitely did have a feeling like, damn, because you never know who's going to be back there when you came back next year, whatever. Like, so
nope. I
did sometimes have feelings like, damn, man, I'm gonna miss Miss Brown. You know what I'm saying?
That's because you like Miss Brown.
Oh, Miss Brown was the shit. Gee, what you talking about? Gee, what you talking about? Miss Sam. Miss Sam.
Y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was going y'all, Mr. Johnson over at what was the black science teacher? He was heavy set, kind of looked like Mr. Clum, had the mustache and shit. You remember him, Rudy?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, like teachers like that, like, you know, so of course, you know, we all wanted to have fun during the summer, but there was that feeling that I had with school because
you're a geek.
Well, mine was the first part about the kid in the boots wanting to jump in the mud. Nigga, you not getting in my car with these motherfucking muddy boots on.
First of all, I got this
curiosity. Yeah.
I let them jump in them puddles because I think back when I was a little kid, my mom was the same way. She would make sure me and my sister walked. If you jump in that puddle, I let my son Caleb. I said, "Go ahead, boy, jump." Be a kid.
I mean, if we had regular shoes on, I wouldn't. But he had on.
No.
Yeah, oh my kid.
If we walking home, jump in them motherfucking puddles. But if you gotta get in my fucking car, I'm jumping that goddamn puddle.
And look, and that's what I be telling them about with Bryson. Everything is stop. No, don't do that. Come on, get off there. And then they get mad at me because I let him do whatever he want. But that's a part of being.
Because you ain't gonna go to the hospital when his little badass busts his head open. That's why.
I'm talking about putting stuff down and picking up stuff and throwing it. It's like he's supposed to be doing that.
How often it happens? We don't know because we stop
take it to the extreme, Matt.
We stop it in
You're gonna
time.
bust his head open.
We stop it in time.
Bleeding all over my house. When the last time somebody bust their head and bled all over your goddamn house?
We don't know because I stop it in time.
Yeah, but you ain't home all the time. I used to let the kids do whatever.
That's why Chase fell on her head.
Yeah, you got to let them do what they do.
They're gonna bump. They're gonna fall. They're gonna get scratches.
And then most shit they're gonna learn from. If they hurt themselves when they do it, they're not gonna do that shit again.
Sometimes little boys.
Well, I'm kind of guilty. I'm definitely guilty of it. I mean, having a son, I let him do whatever the fuck he want to do. Like we go fishing, he play with the hook. The fucking hook good stuck in his hand. That's on him.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Gotta learn. You said you're gonna learn today.
So they're gonna stick in my hand, you stick it in your hand.
But I do agree with the brother in the video. I think we do have a tendency to
control.
Yeah, to kill that curiosity.
I'm not gonna say it's not control. I think it's protection. Like it's some things that you just I know as a parent that you don't have to do to learn. Like jumping in that fucking muddy puddle, you get in my car, I'm whooping your ass.
Yo, like that.
You know,
Yeah, but you also gotta look at it like we're adults. That's why I always like to. That's why when I'm around my kid, I'm glad I got the big kid syndrome because I've always been a big kid. So I open up my son to Ronin Warriors. I open him up to other cartoons that I used to watch, and he'd be looking at me like I be feeling like 6-year-old, 7-year-old Linnea with little pigtails and crap. I'll be like, Mama was a kid. Don't think I came out of your mother this big, your grandmother this big.
And you look weird to him now because you a big ass kid.
He love it, don't he, Linnea?
Yes, we go to the Sky Zone. I'll be like, come on, I can jump higher than you. I can jump higher.
Linnea, you be knocking other kids down, don't you?
Can you come?
No, I don't know. For the kid, no, mostly white folks. I ain't knocking down their kids. I'll glare at them. But I ain't knocking them down.
I don't know. I think we have a tendency.
But we have fun.
You already can tell Shannon puts out every goddamn match in the house. Like it blow that light out.
Push your head open.
Yeah. I like what he had to say. It definitely made me think a little bit more about it because he said that everything is new to a child.
Yes,
and they want to see what something is going to do when you do this, when you push this, when you grab this, when you run across this, jump on this. I want to see what's going to happen. And when you remove that possibility, you kind of limit or kill that curiosity of that certain thing at that moment that could have been explored and they could have learned something in that time frame. Like when he gave the example of the puddle and he said, you jump in a puddle and you see what happens from a force when it hits water from above and what the water does, how it splashes, how it ripples and all of those things.
What about touching the stove?
And a lot of
that's old school.
So the thing about that is a couple of things. First off is
I got all the answers
about the he said as long as it's not going to kill the child.
Yeah, he did say that. He did preface it with that.
Now, touching the stove may not kill you, but touching the stove is definitely one of those things that I wouldn't allow to happen. Now, I will tell you this. If it was my child and his mother wasn't there and he cut the stove on, I would watch him to see how far he's gonna actually go. Because that would let me know if he need to go to Shepherd Pratt or not. When you get your hand to a certain point of the stove and you don't feel that heat, you ain't feel that heat before you touched it. You ain't feel all of that radiation coming off of that stove before you put your hand on it. You need to go talk to somebody. And you need to stay overnight.
Yeah, that is true.
But that's most children's lessons about hot. That's how you learn what hot is. Touching motherfucking stoves and shit.
The
like
oven, if you got the ovens that get hot.
The oven on, they touch that glass. Yeah, that's how you learn what hot is.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting. It was definitely a interesting conversation about how to raise children and what you should help them to understand. And he even gave an example of scientists. He said, a scientist is really just a big kid that never lost his curiosity. And I thought that was a dope analogy. I thought that was a good way of looking at it. And truthfully, in this day and age, we aren't allowing children to be children.
No.
Another thing you got to remember is because everything is new, children generally don't have fears. Their fears come from their parents. Their parents push the fears into the child. A child will jump in a fucking lake. The only thing to stop him is you be like, don't do that. Don't go.
And they automatically put in their mind at that point, oh, that's bad. I'm not.
Yeah, something wrong with it. Yeah, so I mean, curiosity is good, but it does need to be monitored. You can't just let them go no holds barred. I wonder what happened if I ran out the street at 6 p.m. on Liberty Road. Well, I can tell you what's going to happen, little buddy.
Not little buddy.
Tell you what's going to happen, my boy. The last time
I
you seen
can
Daddy.
admit that as I got, I was about to say, as my children, I had to, as I was about to say, as I had stopped parenting, like my children are grown and shit. But as my children have gotten older, and I listen to things like this, and listen to different things that I'll say new parents. And he's not new at all, but I'm pretty sure his perspective may not have always been like that. But I think back and listen to like the perspective of, when you tell a child something and their response is like, why? Number one, I hate the word don't why. I hate why. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay. But inquiring in a way where you don't come off disrespectful. As I grew up, and I'm pretty sure most of us all grew up, and I know most of us do it because that's how the way we were raised. You say do X, Y, and Z, or you tell X, Y, Z, their response is, why? And you're like, because I told you so. Like, I don't owe you a fucking explanation. Like, I'm mom, you the child, do what the fuck I told you. But I also, listening to different perspectives on that point, can also see and understand where they come from, what saying, hey, it's okay for them to inquire, why, and you not saying that they ain't got to do the shit, but understanding why is my trigger word too. And no, I'm far from racist, but the other side, baby, that's their favorite word.
Right.
Yeah, don't lie.
But we all know the difference between the curiosity and the why, bitch. Like, we all know the difference between the two whys.
Why
right?
and what and why are my trigger words. But yes, but still, because even now I try to do better, but I still catch myself because Aiden is our biggest one with the why. And you be like, and he'll come back and be like, well, I just wanted to understand. I just wanted to know.
Right.
But I'm already like, because I told you so. Because I told you so. But at the end of the day, he's still going to do what I told him. So what is wrong with saying, hey, I'm asking you this, so X, Y, and Z, so that he can have a clear understanding of what's happening. What is wrong with that? And I've even said it to Mike, and if y'all know Mike well enough, that didn't come off. His response to me didn't come off in the manner where we can grow parently on that level. So I'm on that boat by myself.
But if you think about it, Shannon, though, you got to think about how your parents were raised and how their parents were raised and so forth. And if you think about it, we're all basically subjects of cellular memory. So when a slave asks Massa why, Massa's like, because I said so, boy or girl. So if you think about it, that trickled down to us. So what we have to do is kind of like break out of that and go, when someone asks us why, it's not to undermine us. It's just to get clarity on why are things set. And this is why me and my mom used to butt heads when I was a little bit younger, because I was like, well, that's not an explanation. And I'm not satisfied with it. So why are you telling me we gotta get up to church again? Because I'm gonna be looking at my Three Stooges. I don't want
watch all my show.
Look, sometimes it ain't good to ask why, because I could come in your room and be like, get out the bed right now. How the house could be falling and you talking some why.
Now I gotta explain to you all the shit going on. I'd be like, fuck it.
All right, stay here.
and then we get out on the lawn. When I see the house.
Then Shannon looking at me like, where Aiden at? I told him to get up. He asked me why I walked out the wall. Period.
Well, you tell somebody watch out, and they want to know why. Why you telling me watch out? Because a car coming, get ready to hit your dumb ass.
Okay, all right, we got 10 minutes. So I know we didn't touch on Dave Chappelle getting attacked on stage. I know we all saw that. I don't have time to play that video right now. But I know last week we ended the show with your house is burning, you can only take 2, and Bay Pet's kids are the 20 million. So this week, to end the show, to get you all's opinion, I want to. Where is it, Shan?
I don't know what you're doing for.
I just had my little Africa.
Right, Vance.
What Vance say? Mike makes a good point. I'll be explaining shit to you in heaven.
The grave and shit. Be like the reason I was saying all at your grave site and shit.
So a man stole his girlfriend's $10,000, placed a bet, won $100 million, gave her a $10K back, and now she's furious and wants $40 million.
God damn.
Is she out of order?
Money. First of all, he stole my money, so I
gave it back.
Okay. But in the interim of when you stole it in the stress and anxiety I was having
That's
during that time.
$40. Your pain and suffering is worth $40 million.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Now
I need more of this back though.
Half of it.
The fact that he stole it, he was supposed to return it with interest.
Thank
but not
you.
for 40 million. God
Thank
damn.
you. All right, give me a little bit more on my return, bro.
I'd have doubled it for some shit. 20K.
That motherfucker ain't
How much did he win?
40 million.
100
100
mil.
Hey, he might have got 40 million. He might have got 60 million. He ain't getting no whole 100 million.
Right.
Borrow without knowledge. That's right. Van said borrow without knowledge.
If I got bills to
Wait
pay,
a minute. He won $100 million.
Yes.
Right. For $10,000 he took from her.
That wasn't his. He didn't put no money up.
No, it was all hard money.
Took her money, her hard-earned money.
Yeah, he gotta give her 40.
Million?
Thank you.
Yeah, he gotta give her $40 million.
Technically, it was her money that won it, not his. So technically, she won 100 million.
Exactly.
But she technically she didn't win 100 million. She didn't win shit.
Excuse me.
Now, if you gave me your 10,000,
but I placed the bet.
I placed the bet. This was
Well, let me give you 40 mil then.
For real.
How about that one? You take 40 mil and give me the rest.
I'd do that.
Nah.
I'm about to say I would too. If I got 100 mil, and just like after taxes and all that, if I got 100 million.
He ain't getting 100 million. He'd be lucky to walk away with 60. Be lucky to get away with 60.
All right, so whatever he walk away with, he got at least give her 40%.
40%.
Nah.
60-40. I give us. It's got to be 60-40.
She would get it in a firm every 2 weeks. Send me a request.
Because if I'd have put it back without you knowing, you know what I mean?
Bruh, it ain't no way.
He broke up with her. He want that guy right there.
Yeah, we
it ain't no way.
Yeah, they're a couple.
It ain't no way. I check my bank accounts every day, and I only got $100. I'm checking it 3 times a day. It ain't no way I'm missing 10K.
For real.
Y'all ponder on that. What you gonna do, boss? Y'all got another quick one I can give y'all real quick.
I don't know, but the trash man looking at us like we're crazy.
We out here chilling on the balcony. All right, let's just play the Dave Chappelle video real quick. How can we not?
They ran
Cool.
up.
That hip hop has ever presented. The mighty man live. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for hip hop history.
Ooh! So this one daggone Sonic rings, y'all. Yo, I hate them Sonic rings.
He's back there getting stomped.
Mojo Jojo.
It was a trans man.
That could be me. His arm was tore up from the floor.
Yeah.
Yo, they had rough bent.
Yes, he was like the G.I. Joe.
That's the fucking good.
He got yoked.
Did you see they put him on a Ghetto Boy album cover?
Yeah, I saw that. But this is the opening. We know this is the age of social media. Somebody see it, somebody gonna repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are now. Motherfuckers is running up. Somebody.
I blame Will Smith.
I was about to say thank you, Will
I was
Smith.
about to say.
Somebody gonna get hyped.
But you gotta know.
Got a storm coming.
Hopefully, this after seeing him twisted up like a pretzel will shut anybody else's thoughts down from doing some dumb shit like that.
No, somebody coming up with some heat next time. And they said he had a fake gun and a knife.
His arm is jacked up. When I saw him, they handcuffed the raggedy arm. I said, "Sweet baby Jesus."
She said the raggedy arm, yo.
Hey, but Did y'all hear about the shooting earlier today here in Baltimore?
The quadruple shooting, and I think one person got killed.
Yeah, said nigga came out with the assault rifle and let off over 60 rounds just in the street. 1:30 in the afternoon, though.
I know y'all saw this downtown Baltimore. Me and G was looking at this.
That's y'all kids that y'all raising out there.
Oh man, who said that?
And this ain't doing Freddie Gray.
He did a fucking flip. He did a fucking flip. What the fuck, bro?
What was they doing? Why are they doing that? They ain't got no. Let me put it.
Coloreds.
He fighting?
They jumping on cars.
See.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this
Coloreds.
They definitely cruising for a bruising.
Mm-hmm. Skipping for a whipping, huh?
Yeah. I'd have came back to my car, seen a nigga do a flip on that bitch. I'd have gotten there so fast and pulled off.
Mike said if they start making parents more
Yeah, my outlook is for like, if the child does something, you should lock the parent up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how that works.
They have half Baltimore City in jail.
Real quickly, but at the end of the day, does that we can do what we want, like the Freddie Gray mama that came down there and dragged her son off the scene.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? The knuckleheads gonna be knuckleheads no matter how hard you parent. That's the unfair part about it. Like, because obviously she was a mother who didn't play that shit, and he still wanted to be in the scene.
But he went home.
He did get the fuck up out of there and go home. He became famous.
All right, well, let's get y'all final thoughts.
I'm out. Today's been a long day. Dina, thank you again, Dina. Thank you.
Let's get y'all
Let your kids be kids. Let your kids be kids. They only can be kids once.
Fuck them kids.
And also be a big kid. Stop looking like a serious stick in the mud. I can say this because I look at my parents and they be like, I'd be like, you need to jump up and down, get all that release out. Be the kids.
That's why they look like that. They was jumping up and down before they came to pick the kid up.
I'll walk into that one.
Mac, what's your final thoughts?
I ain't really got nothing. But when it comes to the kids, man, I used to always say how my mother used to let my kids get away with shit that she would never let me get away with coming up.
And you doing that shit now with big
and
head
now I see why. It's different with grandkids, man. It's really different. Man, and I'll let that little boy do whatever he want to do. Now the little girl, I'm gonna have to be hard on her because I don't want her out this bitch twerking and none of that shit.
Oh, she gonna twerk. Her aunt's name is Shannon.
This is my life. This is my life.
Oh my goodness.
My final word is for G. My final word is for G. G, thanks, bro. G, stay reposting and sharing my shit and popping into my Instagram lives, bro. Thank you. I'm glad you.
Absolutely.
G left right on time.
Absolutely.
Did
he left right on time? He's been in here talking mad shit, so I'm glad he left when he did.
Mm-hmm.
G ain't got no final thought, but fuck them kids.
Boom,
Amen.
my nigga.
Professor.
A nigga named Negan. That's my final thought. Nigga said, nigga named Negan.
Shannon.
Made obstacles before you, powers within.
There you go. We coming, like I said, we definitely going to be doing something that Friday. We'll be all together. Hopefully all of y'all will be there, crew. Hopefully all y'all can make it that Friday. We'll do the show together.
We ain't gonna have no guests in the audience on live.
Everybody might not be able to make it out. So we'll be going. Our final show will be live. We'll all be in the building together. And if you're all out and about, come have a drink with us. Come toast it up with us.
Can you buy me a drink? Buy me a drink.
I'll buy you a bottle, boo. But that's all I got tonight. Everybody, like I said a couple weeks ago, faith without works is dead.
Amen.
So don't just pray about things. Also, take the steps to kind of make it come through. You praying. He'll meet you halfway, but you gotta do your part. So
the green turtle, green mustard, green somebody.
I think we're gonna be at we're gonna be at Dimples. Right now we're working on trying to be at Dimples.
Change the shit.
Yeah, so
that was small, yeah.
I mean, shit, we ain't that big. I mean, usually we ain't hit our million mark yet. Who knows? I'm still trying to find spots for right now. We know we can get dimples. If we can collectively figure out something else, then we can do it. And they gotta have Wi-Fi. But we'll talk about that.
All right, we can do dimples. We gotta get there early.
Yeah, it's gonna be early. It's gonna be
What time?
the show. If y'all can't get there, if we can't do a 6 to 8, we'll have to do an 8 to 10.
I mean, I'm good with the 6 to 8, but we gotta be in the building early because that bitch is small.
I'm gonna be there early. I'm gonna be there early. I done already took the whole day off. I'll be there early, setting up and getting ready.
So that last Friday of the month? Of this
Yeah,
month?
I think it's like the Memorial Day weekend, 27th, I think.
No, that'll work. I'm off that Friday.
So it's the 27th.
So just let me know if you need help with
27th.
some shit.
I need help.
Yeah.
But I already know, bro. I know I got you.
It's the 27th. So yeah.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna do it. We're gonna do it good, real big. But I ain't got much else to say other than that. It's been a long day. I'm tired.
Yes.
I just want to sit here, finish smoking my cigar, and that be that. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be productive. And let them kids jump in the puddle. Cooley and the Gang Show. We see y'all next Tuesday, where we'll have Ed Wheeling from Hubris Vodka on with us.
Send him the link too.
I got you, NJ. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right.